What's going on, guys? T-Mart here, and today we're going to be talking about the specialists in Black Ops 3. So this is definitely one of the biggest innovations that Treyarch is bringing to the table in terms of multiplayer this year, and these special characters are kind of like classes in a way, are bringing fiction and kind of a story to multiplayer, which is really interesting and something we've never seen before. So the best thing I can compare these things to is in Destiny. If you play Destiny, you guys know the three classes. There's Warlock, Hunter, and Titan, and that's kind of what this is like. So there are 9 total specialists you can choose from before each match. It's kind of like, choosing your score streaks. Like, it's not a part of created class, it's something you choose separately. Once the game starts, you're kind of locked into it. You can't change it after that, but then once the game's over, when you're back in the pregame lobby, you can switch it up and change it to whatever you want, which is kind of nice. So yeah, the specialists, there are 9 of them, and they're going to affect the way your character looks in game, the way you sound in game, like your voice and the things you say, as well as this special weapon or special ability that you get to choose from. Yes, that's right. There are special weapons and abilities in Call of Duty now. It's pretty cool. So basically throughout the match, there's a meter down the bottom right. It's kind of like a circular meter. And that thing is going to fill up over time. So the main part of it is just in-game time. Like, as you're playing the game, it's just automatically going to fill up. But then also, when you're getting score, like, getting kills or capping flags, things like that, it kind of accelerates that. So for weapons, I think if you weren't doing anything, if you're just standing still, it would take about 4 minutes to earn it. Or it would take about 2 minutes to earn an ability if you're standing still. But, obviously you're playing, you're earning score, you're kind of increasing the rate at which it gains and stuff like that. So I think Vaughn said the average player will take about 2 minutes to earn a special weapon, or about 1 minute to earn a special ability. Now, once your meter fills, it's filled all the way up, you get to hold it. You don't have to use it right away. You can wait and use it whenever you want. So you're going to make sure you use it when you're in an ideal situation. Like, don't use it right away and waste it. You want to wait and kind of pick the ample situation to be able to use it to where you can get the most out of it. Because once you activate it, which you do that by pressing the bumpers at the same time, so L1 and R1 on PlayStation, or LB and RB at the same time on Xbox, you activate it, and then the meter starts depleting. So, the thing down the bottom right that you're filling up, that starts going down. And once that runs out, you lose that power or lose that weapon. Or if you die while using it, you actually lose it as well. And then once it's lost, you're going to start back to earning it again. So you can earn it multiple times in the game, which is kind of cool. Now, who are the specialists and what do they do? So I was able to see 4 specialists when I was at Treyarch this weekend. But again, like I said, there are 9 totals. There are 5 that I have no clue what they do. But here are the 4 that I do know. So the first one is Ruin, and this guy's real name is Donnie Walsh, and he's this badass big dude with huge arms, huge body. He had a tough life growing up. He's actually one of the first people to volunteer for cybernetic augmentation. So he's got these fake robot arms, which are kind of cool. Now, his 2 abilities here. He's got 1 weapon and 1 ability. Each kind of specialist has a weapon and ability. His weapon are the gravity spikes. So basically what this is he's got these 2 giant spikes that he pulls out, and he'll jump up in the air and then slam down the ground, and there's this massive explosive ground slam where anybody around him is gonna die. It's a pretty big It's a pretty big blast radius. I was quad feeded in this once. Things like hardpoint or domination or stuff like that, where a lot of people congregate in a small area. It is very good. So that's pretty cool. Also, his ability is Overdrive, and this is good for CTF. So what Overdrive does is it's a rapid burst of speed for a limited time. I would probably say for 8 to 10 seconds, you're running at about 3 to 4 times speed as normal people. So this is super awesome for objective game modes, or even other game modes where you just want to get out of the action and kind of get to cover. It's really cool. It's funny to watch somebody while they're using this thing. They look like Flash. It almost looks like they're zipping across, or glitching across the screen. They're so fast. It's pretty insane. So yeah, those are his 2 options. Now, next up, we've got Cereth. Now, this girl's real name is Zinzin. She's the adopted daughter of a high-ranking official of the criminal underworld. Yes, that's right. You guys heard that right. It's pretty insane. Now, her weapon is probably my favorite out of everything. It's called the Annihilator, and it's a high-caliber pistol. It's a one-shot kill from anywhere on the map, even completely across the map. It's a one-shot kill. It's kind of like the Golden Gun from James Bond, 007 GoldenEye. So it's pretty good. that right there is pretty epic. Her ability is actually, you know, kind of special. It's good in certain game modes and stuff. It's called Combat Focus, and when she activates this for a certain amount of time, it pretty much doubles all the score that you earn. So if you're trying to earn high score streaks, you can still throw this thing on, and then, you know, for getting kills, you're getting 200 score instead of just 100. Or for capping flags, you're getting 300 score instead of just 150. Stuff like that. So that can be pretty useful if you're trying to get those score streaks and kind of, you know, go about playing that way. Now, next up, the third specialist we have here is called Outrider. This girl's name is Alexandra Castillo. She grew up in the favelas of Brazil, kind of jumping around rooftop to rooftop, watching the gang violence going on down below. Her weapon is called the Sparrow, and it's this compound bow that has explosive arrows. It's really, really awesome. You can get your Katniss Everdeen on, and it actually kills with a direct hit. So it'll kill with a direct hit, and then it'll stick in that person and blow up a few seconds later. And actually what happens is when you hit somebody with it, it will actually knock them backwards because it's so powerful. So you can hit somebody, it will knock them backwards, they'll go flying back into a wall behind them, and then their you know, enemy friend or their teammate, your enemy, will come up walking next to them, and the arrow will blow up and you'll get a double kill. It's kind of cool. That happened to me a couple of times. So that thing's pretty epic. It's a lot of fun to use, kind of like the Annihilator was. Now for the ability for Outrider here, it's called Vision Pulse, and basically what this is, when you activate it, it's a pulse that's going to tag people through walls. It's kind of like a threat detection thing from Advanced Warfare, so obviously that's pretty useful as well. Now, next up, the fourth person that I was able to see, the fourth specialist that I was able to see, actually isn't a person, it's a robot. So this guy is called Reaper. He's an experimental war robot. He's kind of like, you know, experimentation was like canceled, but he ended up making it out of it, and he's like this super badass killing machine. He's developed by the Coalescence Corporation. Obviously something to do with campaign. We haven't seen campaign yet, so we're not sure. But his weapon is insane. It's called the Scythe, and when you activate this, he takes out his left arm and transforms it into a minigun. It's absolutely insane. It handles just like the Death Machine did in the previous Black Ops series. It's so good, man. It's really, really awesome. And then for his ability, this is probably the most unique ability we know about yet. I used it a lot. It was a lot of fun to use. What it's called is Glitch, and this takes you back in time by about 3.5 seconds, or there's a certain distance limit that they've, you know, set in the game. I'm not sure what it is. Whichever's less, either 3.5 seconds or this distance limit, and it'll take you back in time to that spot. So like, if you run into a situation where an enemy's about to shoot you, or there's a grenade about to go off or something like that, you use this ability, and it takes you back to where you were 3 seconds ago. Or let's say somebody's chasing you, you can use this ability and it takes you back to 3 seconds ago where you're likely going to be behind them and be able to shoot them in the back. It's really, really epic, and there are a lot of different situations where you can kind of troll people with this thing. So it's just, I don't know, it's pretty crazy. Like, we're literally teleporting in Call of Duty. How insane is that? I never expected that. So yeah, those are the 4 that we know about so far: Ruin, Cereth, Outrider, and Reaper. Like I said, there are 5 others that they have that they haven't told us about yet, so I can't wait to hear what those are. Like, we already have some pretty epic powers and some pretty epic weapons so far. I wonder what else they could possibly have up their sleeves. So yeah, there you guys have it. Those are the specialists. Like I said, it's kind of like your character that you choose before every match. You choose which specialist you want and then which ability you want. You can't choose both. You only get either the weapon or the ability. You don't get to choose both, and you can kind of, you know, it's like a score streak. Like I said, you choose it before every match. You play the match, then after the match, you can change it up and choose something else. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Got a bunch of great videos coming soon. More Black Ops 3 videos on the way, so make sure you guys keep checking back, and I will catch you guys later. Peace out.